All right, kicking off this week's Dynamite is your world champion, Swerve Strickland. He gave a pretty good babyface promo here. He said, "Look, I wrestled 3 times last week because that's the kind of champion I promised to be, and the champion you deserve. Not a couple of EVPs who are doing, bitch moves like they did last week. They said, hey, then on the big screen, the EVPs, the Young Bucks." They say, hey, it's not a good idea to be knocking your bosses. So without further ado, let's introduce your opponent for Double or Nothing. Cue the music. Here comes Christian Cage. They get face to face, and Christian Cage gave him a cheap shot and laid him out with the help of Nick Wayne and Killswitch. Actually, Christian Cage gave Swerve Strickland the kill switch on the heavyweight title belt. Also, poor Prince Nana was the victim of a Wayne's World uh, as he was being held by Christian and Kill Switch. Christian got on the mic. He said, "Hey, I remember you uh, went to my son's home and beat him to a bloody pulp. Also, you were my partner at the biggest pay per view in AEW, and you were supposed to be you were my partner, and I lost. So guess what? I'm gonna go to your house and take your belt." Says some things about his daughter, saying, "Look, I'm pretty sure I could be a belt, the whole father deal." But had no problem with Christian Cage coming out of the bat. He's the best right now, the best heel in the company in AEW. So why not? If you're going to push your babyface champion, Swerve Strickland, your top babyface, he is the champion. Why not throw him with the best heel right now? See what happens. Uh, so no, I have no problem with this. This should be pretty good. It should be a decent match at least. But like I said, no problems with it. Yes, out of all that young talent they have now, this guy who's a definitely a seasoned veteran is the best heel in the company. Next, all right, first match of the night is part of the Cope Open. The TNT Championship is online, and he didn't know. He knew it was going to be a member of the House of Black, but which member? Why not being Buddy Murphy or Buddy Matthews? Excuse me. Buddy Murphy was the name he went by in the WWE, but here he is, Buddy Matthews, or some reason the fans kept chanting Rhea Ripley or Mommy. Anyway, decent match here that went back and forth. Ashton spit up to the floor. You seen Edge do a suicide dive. Go ahead and apologize, like a visuals, because this wouldn't provided any. Uh, Search high and low, but couldn't find really any visuals. But anyway, uh, take me on word for it, or go back and watch it. Yes, Copeland did hit a suicide dive. They went to commercial break. Picture in picture. But Edge was favoring that arm. Buddy Murphy would start working on that arm and got the advantage. Edge, of course, or excuse me, Adam Copeland. I keep doing that. I'm sorry. Adam Copeland made a comeback. Uh, Traded blows, and they collided in the ring. Both going for cross body blocks. Collided in the ring. Looked like Buddy Matthews. Buddy's abdomen midsection was injured. Had a little blood spit out. Copeland went to work on that. A little more back and forth, but in the end, uh, Buddy Matthews was going for a stomp, or Adam Copeland avoided it and hit the spear for the 1, 2, 3. That was enough for Adam Copeland. He went and attacked Matthews and beat him down some more. Grabbed a couple of chairs, going for a Corchero, but the lights went out. Lights came back on. There's Malachi Black, uh, or uh, shoot, Alistair Black. I forgot which name he's going by here. My bad. But anyway, the head of House of Black, Malachi Black, or Alistair Black, uh, he appeared, told Adam Copeland to do it. Buddy Murphy said Indian style, said, "Hey, do it, do it." Then the lights, when Adam Coleman pulled the chair up above his head, it's about to hit at least one of them. Lights go out again. Lights came back on. no Black, no Matthews. And that was the end of that segment. So looks like next week it'll be Adam Copeland against Brody King. Pretty sure Black will make an appearance again. Don't know how much interference. Probably maybe do a little beat down on Adam Copeland later on in the show. They did say that, uh, or Mikhail O'Reilly came out and said, "Hey, I got your back," and kind of eyeballed the belt a little bit too. So maybe a little, teaser down the road for that. But but yeah, so next week it's going to be Brody King, and I'm pretty sure for Double Nothing it's going to be Aleister Black against Adam Copeland. Should be a decent match. This was a good match because Buddy Buddy Matthews, he slowed the pace down, and they both worked kind of a slow style for a little bit. So nothing wrong with this match. I dug it. All right, next match of the night is Samoa Joe against Private Parties. I'd say Cassidy. Of course, Private Party is your uh, bad, poor man's edition or version of the Street Profits. Yeah, Street Profits. A lot better. Montez Ford runs circles around these guys. Anyway, it's just I just want to say it's just fun to watch Samoa Joe work, whether it's a squash match or a actual competitive match. Uh, Duke can go, Duke can move. Definitely entertaining to watch at times. He did the not today walk away from a dive. Unfortunately, it was a leaping senton over the ropes onto the floor. Yeah, they got mats out there, but God, I'm telling you that probably did not look like it felt good at all. This was all Samoa Joe from there, and he won with the Muscle Buster. And next up, we got to hear from Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed, being a little bit serious right now. He got on the mic and said, "Look, Chuck Taylor's career is over. I wish, I was hoping that this week, Trent and Chuck just uh, would settled it and uh, get the whole aggression out of their system, but that it ended up that way. Then before Orange Cassidy really get too much out of it, because he was basically going to say, "Hey, next time I see you, Trent Beretta," and of course he pops in. Uh, Orange went after him, security guard, and Chris Stantler held Orange Cassidy back. There was all on a ramp right there. Trent was like, "Hey, you're just selfish. You're even making the deal with Chuck Taylor about you, blah blah blah." Uh, but then Don Callis came out, and gosh, I'm so sick of this whispering bullshit. Whisper something in Orange Cassidy's ear, and they walked to the back together. And that was the end of that segment. Uh, Trent Beretta kind of mocked Orange Cassidy doing a thumbs up thing, and that's basically about it. And next up was probably the worst match of the night, believe it or not. It was Chris Jericho, the Learning Tree, against Kosei Shibata. Um, it is what it is. It was for the FTW Championship. Who cares? I don't care. Quit caring about the FTW Championship when pretty much Taz gave it to Sabu. He kind of like laid down and let Sabu pin him and gave him the belt, and because he didn't give a shit about it, because Shane Douglas is coming back and he was going to get Shane Douglas for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. But now that's years gone by. So I guess now we're supposed to give a shit about the FTW Championship, which again I do not. I don't care if it is this kid holding it. Uh, there, got that out of my system. A little back and forth. To line or Chris Jericho hit the line salt on Shibata's knees. Uh, and Chris Jericho got a big black bag. People at the little commentary, Excalibur, Taz, "Oh, you know what this means?" Jericho dumps it out, and it wound up being hockey pucks. Why not? They're in Canada. Um, and they had Ted Irvin's uh, at ringside. Ted Irvin, of course, is Chris Jericho's father. Ted Irvin, a former professional hockey player. I believe New York Rangers he played with, plus a few other teams. Um, course, Shibata came back. They exchanged chops. They went to a picture in picture where they're still exchanging chops. Went, took a piss, came back. I guess something did happen. Uh, Went, got something to drink. Uh, when I came back from my piss, they were still, trading chops. Sorry for that bad visual there, but might as well just go with the flow. They did a lot of exchanging the chops. Then I think Chris Jericho hit Shibata with one of the pucks and put a garbage can over his head. Chris Jericho struck that garbage can with a kendo stick, and why not? Why not? Shibata didn't care to sell that either, so he finally got up and with a trash can still over his head, started headbutting Chris Jericho. Uh, in the end, they Shibata, brought in a chair, table, excuse me, set it up. Big Bill came in and gave Shibata the big boot, which he sold it, and gave Shibata a chokeslam through that table. Chris Jericho covered, went into the match. So, uh, yep, total garbage. Didn't care for it. I'm just being honest. Didn't care for it. All right, next match of the night was Claudio Castagnoli versus Brian Cage. Gotta give him credit. This was a decent back and forth match. Prince Nana, of course, was not with Brian Cage in his corner. I think he has a better meal ticket now. Uh, he's better just sticking with Swerve Strickland than worry about anybody. Don't put him with anybody else. Just keep him with Swerve. It works. It works. It's good going. But anyway, Claudio would give Brian Cage the big swing into the sharpshooter, causing Brian Cage to tap out and Claudio getting the win. All right, now it's time for the ladies. It is Mariah May with Thomas Tony Storm and the Butler, whatever his name is, with them against Serena Deeb. Uh, Good match here, good back and forth stuff. Hey, good chain wrestling from Serena. Uh, Deeb would actually slap on the uh, half crab on May, causing Tony Storm to throw in a towel, giving Serena the win, and it looks like it's going to be Serena Deeb against Thomas Tony Storm for double or nothing. So should be a decent match, maybe. So at the beginning of the show, uh, we see a video of Tony Khan saying, "Hey, due to his injury, he's still in Jacksonville, and hopefully the fans, enjoy the show, blah blah blah." And of course, the TV interference wind up shutting Tony Khan off, and of course, there's the EVPs do a good job saying, "Hey, since we got ironclad contracts and finders or a not finders clause, but a shoot, sorry about that, folks. Yeah, founders clause. Excuse me. Yep, I was right. Uh, that they're not going to get fired for it. No, neither is anybody they're associated with going to get fired. So that associate, of course, being Okada and Jack Perry. Of course, later on the show, Renee Paquette was interviewing the Young Bucks, saying, "Hey, we're looking for an old friend of ours. Have you seen him?" And speaking of people, hey, here's Jack. We waste enough TV time. Hey, Jack Perry came in, cut a little cringe-worthy promo, talking about, hey, I'm scapegoat. I understand sacrifices had to be made, and now Tony Khan, sacrificed, blah blah blah. Now we're going to better future, thanks to the elite. Uh, so that brings us to the last segment of this week's Dynamite. It is Kenny by God Omega. And by golly, I guess he has another nickname. Anyway, he comes out, gives the update, says what happened, diagnosed with diver, diverculitis. Doesn't sound good. I guess he pretty much telling the promo where he's talking about having possibly he's got a time bomb in his stomach and uh, could be in a bag uh, and of course the big kicker there was No blunt force trauma to the stomach. It could kill him. Uh, Reminds me of old angle with Chris Champion and Jerry Lawler. Quickly, Jerry Lawler pile drove Chris Champion on the floor and met the studio. Chris Champion came back and said, "Hey, I can't take any blows to the head, blah, blah, blah. Any blunt force blows to my head could kill me." And he was in that brace and everything. Anyway, so that tells you pretty much what's going to happen. Says, could be on the bag, but hey, bag, no bag, whatever. He's going to try to come back. Here comes Okada. Uh, he comes down and oh yeah, by the way, he's also known as the Kenny Omega. He's known now as the best bout machine. I didn't know that, uh, so bad me for not knowing that, but didn't know at the time. So anyway, he walks out and gets in Omega's face, and Kenny's like, "Hey, what about me? You had some good matches back in New Japan. Why don't you give me a couple of months and we can settle things right here in the AEW ring?" Okada said, "I'm sorry, Kenny. I best bout machine now." Uh, Jack Perry comes in, blindsides Kenny. Kenny came back holding his own. Uh, Sold the stomach, of course. Did a good job of that. I'll give him credit for that. Was holding his own. Then Okada about, tripped him up a little bit when he was going for the B trigger, and that's when Kenny, with a steel chair, struck Kenny Omega in the stomach. Here comes, of course, the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas, doing the whole, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. And, of course, they wound up giving Kenny Omega the EVP trigger. And, of course, we got to wait for the entrance music for, this guy to get any kind of help. So, cue the FTR's music. They run down the ring. Two guys chased four guys out of the ring. And that's pretty much how Dynamite ended. Then they went into uh, Rampage. Of course, I didn't watch Rampage. So if you did, let me know what you thought about Rampage too, because I didn't watch it. Uh, Not a bad show. Couple good matches. Didn't care for the Jericho match. I am a Jericho fan. I've done that before, but sometimes you gotta give yourself a break. Uh, or maybe I'll talk about that later on in my spot show live stream, which will be Thursday at 8 o'clock. Maybe we'll talk about Jericho one day, which I think I did a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, that does it for Dynamite Recap Show. Hope you guys have a good one and take it easy. Hey there, thank you for checking this out. If you enjoyed it, share with friends, drop a like button, leave a comment. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook at Ronald Ray, on X or Twitter is RPATRPTV46. Until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.